In this video, I'm going to go over your assignment for day 1 in your argument unit. First, you're going to add your teacher's writing unit into your Google Classroom. Then you're going to select the unit for your homeroom teacher. Go into classwork, and you will see day 1, unit introduction. And you're going to open that assignment up and click on the document. A copy has already been made for you. After you open up that Google slide, you're going to see an argument essay titled, "Should Metal Bats Be Banned in Youth Baseball?" Should metal bats be banned in youth baseball? On March 11, 2010, a high school pitcher in California was facing a player using a metal bat when he was hit in the temple by a line drive traveling 100 miles per hour. His skull was crushed, and he spent weeks in a coma. Fortunately, after surgery and months of rehabilitation, he survived. The accident brought to the forefront an issue that has been a safety concern ever since the 1970s, when metal bats began being used instead of wooden bats. Metal bats are dangerous and should be banned by youth sports leagues for several reasons. Baseballs hit with metal bats travel at a higher rate of speed than those hit with wooden bats. Researchers J.J. Crisco studied aluminum bats and found that they produced a trampoline effect, which means that baseball springs off of the bat at a high rate of speed. This happens so fast that pitchers and infielders don't have time to react, which places them in danger. The New York Times reported that baseballs hit with metal bats travel almost 20 miles per hour faster than baseballs hit with wooden bats. This is a huge difference in a player trying to make a play on a line drive in time. Consequently, the high rate of speed makes using a metal bat. In addition, there have been many instances of players getting hurt by baseball hit with metal bats. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, between 1991 and 2001, 18 players were killed by batted balls, and only 2 involved wooden bats. This proves that wooden bats are safer than metal. Also, the New York Times reports that several lawsuits have been won by parents who sued metal bat makers after their child had been hurt. After being presented with evidence about the dangers of aluminum bats, judges and juries agreed they're responsible for injuries. Therefore, the high rate of injuries proves that metal bats are unsafe. Some people claim that wooden bats are too expensive to supply to youth leagues because they're not as long-lasting. This is true. Even so, a higher cost should not matter when safety is concerned. Metal bats endanger the lives of young baseball players. First, they make the baseball travel at a high rate of speed, making it difficult to catch. Second, they have resulted in many injuries. Banning metal bats is necessary in order to save the lives of young players, and everyone concerned should contact their local lawmakers. At the bottom of the screen, you're going to be asked what the author's purpose is, what do you notice about evidence, and what observations can you make about the organization of an argumentative essay. So let's review some of the definitions here that you may not be familiar with: purpose and evidence. And then we'll go over organization and argumentative later on in the unit. But we do want to know what you think before receiving the instruction. I have 2 resources here to help you identify what purpose and evidence is. So let's look at our first text. You're going to make a conjecture about what you think about organization of this essay. Author's purpose. So I'm going to use my first source. And what does author's purpose mean? The author's reason for creating a particular work is called the author's purpose. Sometimes the author will state his or her purpose up front as the author of a story here in this book. Other times you'll need to make inferences about the author's purpose. There are 4 basic reasons an author might choose to write. It could be to explain or inform, to entertain, to persuade, to enlighten or reveal an important truth. Often an author may have to mind more than one purpose, but most of the time one purpose is more important than others. Recognizing an author's purpose can help you get more out of your reading. And then the definition of author's purpose is here at the bottom. Another definition of author's purpose is an author's purpose is his or her reason for creating a work. The purpose may be to explain or inform, entertain, persuade, or reveal an important truth. The question that you need to answer is, what is the author's purpose in this essay? What is the author's purpose in this argument about metal bats? Next, we're going to look at evidence. What is evidence? So I had to look at another book to find evidence, but let's see if this book will offer purpose. So here's another definition for purpose. In this book, the specific reason a person has for writing and the goal of writing is also purpose. And that's found on this source. Next, we're going to look at evidence. What is evidence? Now, when you're talking about persuading or arguing about a topic, you want to look at different types of evidence. Evidence is also called supporting details. And in this book, supporting details or evidence are published facts, statistics, examples, explanations, comments from experts or other people who know about the topic, and a writer's own experience. So in this question, what type of evidence did the author use to support the argument about metal bats in youth baseball? Did the author use their own experience? Did the author use comments from experts or other people who know about metal bats? Or did the author use published facts, statistics, or examples and explanations to support the argument?